What if one skill could change your entire financial future? You don't need more skills. You need more ways to use the skills you already have.
What if the skill you already have could become more than just a paycheck? What if the knowledge you use every day could become a service, a product, a business, or even an asset that continues creating value long after you finish the work? Most people think income comes from only one place. They go to work, receive a salary, pay their bills, and repeat the same cycle every month. But your skills can have more than one purpose. A person who knows how to edit videos can work for clients, create content, sell editing templates, teach beginners, or build an editing agency. A designer can create graphics for businesses, sell digital templates, teach design, build a personal brand, or create a design company. A person who understands finance can work professionally, create educational content, write guides, teach others, or build useful financial resources. The skill is only the beginning. The real opportunity comes from learning how to use that skill in different ways. And you don't need 10 different skills to start. You need one useful skill and a real problem that people are willing to pay you to solve. Think about what you already know. Maybe you're good at writing. Maybe you're good at communication. Maybe you're comfortable with computers. Maybe you understand social media. Maybe you can teach. Maybe you know how to repair things. Maybe you have years of experience in a particular profession. Maybe you know how to organize information. Maybe you're good at sales. Maybe you can create videos, websites, graphics, presentations, or spreadsheets. You might think your skill is ordinary because you've been doing it for years, but something that feels easy to you may be difficult for someone else. That difference can create value. Instead of asking yourself, "What can I do?" ask a better question. What problem can I solve? This question changes everything. People don't usually pay for a skill simply because it exists. They pay for the result that skill creates. A business doesn't want a website just because websites are interesting. It wants a website because it needs customers, credibility, or an online presence. A YouTuber doesn't want video editing because editing is fun. They want better videos without spending hours doing the editing themselves. A business owner doesn't want social media management simply because they need posts. They want consistent communication with their customers. A student doesn't want tutoring simply because you know a subject. They want to understand something that currently seems difficult. The real value is the solution. Once you understand this, you can begin turning your skill into your first income stream. One of the simplest ways is through a service. You can offer your skill directly to people or businesses that need it. You could write articles, edit videos, create thumbnails, design logos, manage social media, build websites, teach a language, provide bookkeeping, create presentations, take photographs, repair equipment, offer consulting. There are countless possibilities. And you don't necessarily need a large investment to begin. Your first resources are your knowledge, your time, your ability, and your willingness to solve a problem. Your first customer might not pay you a huge amount. That's okay. Your first customer gives you something extremely valuable. Proof. Proof that someone has a problem. Proof that you can solve it. And proof that someone is willing to exchange money for your solution. That first experience teaches you how the market actually works. You learn what customers want. You learn how to communicate. You learn how to price your work. You learn how to deal with feedback. You learn how to meet deadlines, and you become better. Then you can start improving your service. Instead of selling your time 1 hour at a time, you can package your solution. For example, imagine you are a video editor. Instead of saying, "I charge for every hour I work," you could create a monthly package that includes a specific number of edited videos, clear delivery times, and defined revisions. Now you're not simply selling hours, you're selling a result. If a customer needs that result every month, you may be able to build recurring business. A designer can offer monthly design services. A writer can provide ongoing content. A social media manager can manage accounts every month. A tutor can create a continuing learning program. The goal isn't to make your business complicated. The goal is to make your value clear. Once you start serving customers, something even more important happens. You begin discovering repeated problems. And repeated problems can become new income opportunities. Imagine you're a graphic designer. After working with several small businesses, you notice that almost every client struggles to create professional social media posts. You've discovered a pattern. Instead of creating every design from scratch, you could create customizable templates. Those templates could become a digital product. Now you have another possible income stream. The important thing is that you didn't randomly create a product. Your customers showed you what they needed. This is one of the smartest ways to build additional income. Start with a service. Learn from real customers. Notice repeated problems. Then create something that solves those problems. Your experience becomes research. Your knowledge becomes an asset. And your skill can begin working in more than one way. A digital product could be a template, guide, checklist, spreadsheet, workbook, design package, educational resource, or software tool. You create something useful once, and it may be possible to provide that same value to many people. But don't believe that every digital product automatically makes money. It still needs to solve a real problem. People still need to know about it. They need a reason to trust you, and the product needs to provide genuine value. This is why solving problems should always come before chasing income. Find the need first, then build the solution. Another powerful way to use your skills is education. If you become good at something, there are probably people who want to learn it. You could create tutorials, write guides, offer coaching, teach workshops, create courses, train employees, build educational videos. But remember, knowing something and teaching something are two different abilities. A good teacher understands where beginners get confused. They explain difficult ideas simply. They use examples. They organize information. And they focus on helping people achieve a result. You don't need to know everything to teach something useful. You just need to be honest about what you know and provide real value. Content creation can also become an extension of your skill. If you understand business, you can create business content. If you understand technology, you can explain technology. If you're experienced in a profession, you can share lessons that others can learn from. If you're good at design, you can teach design. If you're good at communication, you can create content about communication. At first, your content may receive very few views. That doesn't mean it has no value. Building an audience takes time. The purpose of content isn't only to collect followers. The real purpose is to build trust and demonstrate your knowledge. When people repeatedly see you solving problems and providing useful information, they begin to recognize your expertise. Eventually, that attention can create opportunities. People may hire you. They may buy your products. They may recommend you. They may contact you for partnerships. Depending on your platform and business model, advertising or sponsorship opportunities may also become available. But don't build your audience around empty promises. Trust is one of your most valuable assets. If you destroy trust for a quick payment, you may lose something worth far more. This is especially important with affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing can be a legitimate way to monetize an audience. You recommend a product or service, and if someone makes a qualifying purchase through your referral, you may receive a commission. But don't recommend everything simply because it pays. Recommend products that actually make sense for your audience. Be honest. Explain the benefits. Explain the limitations. Your audience should feel that you're helping them make a better decision, not simply trying to earn a commission. One payment is temporary. Trust can last for years. Now let's talk about leverage. Leverage is one of the biggest reasons multiple income streams can become powerful. When you work 1 hour for a client, you are usually selling your time. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, services are often the best place to begin. But your time is limited. You cannot sell the same hour to 10 customers. Assets can work differently. A useful video can potentially be watched by thousands of people. A template can potentially help hundreds of customers. A guide can be read by many people. A course can teach many students. A software product can serve many users. This is leverage. You take knowledge, creativity, or work that you have already created and find ways to make it useful to more people. The internet has made this possible on a much larger scale. Someone in one country can work with a customer in another. A teacher can reach international students. A designer can work remotely. A creator can publish content to a global audience. A small business can sell digital products internationally, but opportunity does not mean guaranteed success. Competition is real. Attention is difficult to earn, and many businesses fail. That's why your foundation should always be valuable skills and genuine problem solving. Don't focus on looking successful. Focus on becoming useful. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to write. Learn how to sell. Learn how to negotiate. Learn how to solve problems. Learn how to use technology. Learn how to organize your work. These skills can remain useful even when trends change. And technology is changing quickly. Artificial intelligence is becoming part of many industries. AI can help with research, writing, analysis, design, coding, content creation, and automation. Some people see this only as a threat. Others see it as an opportunity. The important question is not, which AI tool will make me rich? A better question is, how can technology make my existing skill more valuable? A marketer can use AI to research faster. A designer can use AI to explore ideas. A writer can use AI for brainstorming. A business owner can automate repetitive tasks. A teacher can create educational materials more efficiently. A content creator can accelerate parts of production. But AI is still a tool. The person who understands the problem, the audience, and the desired result still has an important advantage. Technology can make you faster, but value comes from knowing what to create and why it matters. Now imagine building your own income system. Start with one skill, then identify one group of people who needs that skill. Find one problem. Create one simple offer. Get one customer. Deliver an excellent result. Ask for feedback. Improve. Repeat. Once the service becomes reliable, look for patterns. What do customers repeatedly ask for? What takes them too much time? What do they struggle to understand? What could be turned into a template? What could become a guide? What could become a course? What could be automated? What could become recurring work? This is how additional income streams should develop, not from random ideas, from real experience. Think of your skill as a tree. The roots are your knowledge. The trunk is your primary income. The branches are your additional income streams. The fruit is the value you create for other people. If you try to grow dozens of branches before building strong roots, the tree becomes weak. The same thing happens with business. Someone discovers freelancing, then starts a YouTube channel, then opens an online store, then starts affiliate marketing, then tries cryptocurrency, then creates a course, then starts another business. Soon they have 7 projects and no strong foundation. The problem isn't ambition. The problem is lack of focus. Build one thing first. Make it work. Then expand. You don't need 5 weak income streams. One strong income stream is more valuable than 5 unfinished ideas. Another mistake is becoming obsessed with passive income. The internet often makes passive income sound like money that appears while you sleep. Real businesses don't usually work that way. Digital products need marketing. Content needs consistency. Businesses need customers. Courses need updates. Websites need maintenance. Investments involve risk. The better goal is leverage. You want your work to become more efficient. You want your knowledge to become reusable. You want systems to reduce repetitive work. You want assets that can continue providing value. That's a more realistic way to think about building financial freedom. And when additional money starts coming in, don't immediately increase your lifestyle. This is where many people lose progress. They earn more and spend more. Their income grows, but their financial position barely changes. Instead, try to create a gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap gives you choices. You can build savings, pay down expensive debt, improve your skills, invest appropriately for your circumstances, build your business, or create more assets. The goal isn't simply to earn more. The goal is to become financially stronger. Don't try to look rich. Build real options. Someone can drive an expensive car and have very little financial security. Another person can live modestly while quietly building savings, skills, relationships, and assets. Focus on what creates long-term strength. And remember that your skills can compound. 1 hour of learning doesn't change your life, but 1 hour repeated every day can transform your ability. One video may not build an audience, but hundreds of useful videos can. One customer may not build a business, but serving customers consistently can create experience and reputation. One product may not succeed, but testing, improving, and learning can eventually lead to something valuable. Small actions become powerful when repeated. This is why patience matters. Don't abandon your path every time you see a new opportunity. There will always be a new trend, a new platform, a new technology, a new investment story, a new business model. You don't need all of them. You need a strategy that fits you. Build transferable skills. Build trust. Build relationships. Build things you own. Build knowledge. Build systems. And give those things time to grow. 5 years from now, you could have exactly the same skills you have today. Or you could have 5 years of deliberate improvement. You could have stronger communication, more experience, a better portfolio, a larger network, an audience, digital products, a business, and assets. The difference begins with what you choose to do today. So look at your current skills. What are you already good at? What do people ask you for help with? What problems can you solve? What could you learn that would make your existing skills more valuable? Start there. Don't wait until you're perfect. Don't wait until you have thousands of followers. Don't wait until you have a large amount of money. Start with what you have. Your first customer might be small. Your first product might sell only a few copies. Your first video might get 10 views. Your first attempt might fail. That's normal. Success isn't created by avoiding failure. It's created by learning from it. If customers don't respond, improve your offer. If the product doesn't sell, find out why. If your content doesn't perform, learn more about your audience. If your skill isn't strong enough, practice. If your system is inefficient, improve it. Every problem contains information. Use that information. Your goal isn't to build everything at once. Your goal is to build something useful and then make it stronger. One skill, one customer, one solution, one result, then another, and another. Eventually, those small pieces can become something much bigger. A service can become recurring income. Experience can become knowledge. Knowledge can become content. Content can build an audience. Repeated problems can become products. Products can become assets. Revenue can help you build more assets. And those assets can create more options. That's the real purpose of multiple income streams. Not to make your life more complicated. Not to keep you working every minute. Not to chase money endlessly. The goal is flexibility. More choices. More resilience. More control over your future. Your job may be your first income stream. Your skill may become your second. Freelancing may become another. A product may become another. Content may become another. Content may become another. A business may eventually become another, but you don't have to build all of them today. Build them one at a time. Layer by layer. Skill by skill. Customer by customer. Asset by asset. And one day, you may realize that your financial future wasn't changed by one magical opportunity. It was changed by hundreds of small decisions. You decided to learn. You decided to improve. You decided to solve problems. You decided to create something. You decided to keep going when the first attempt didn't work. And eventually, one ordinary skill became something much bigger. It became a source of income, then an opportunity, then an asset, and perhaps, over time, part of your path toward financial freedom. So stop thinking that your skill has only one use. Your skill is an asset. Your knowledge is an asset. Your experience is an asset. Your creativity is an asset. Your reputation is an asset. And your ability to combine these things can create opportunities you cannot see yet. You don't need 100 skills. You need one valuable skill. Then you need to discover how many ways that skill can create value. Start with a service. Learn from customers. Turn repeated problems into products. Turn knowledge into education. Turn experience into content. Build trust. Build systems. Build assets. And keep improving. Don't ask, how can I get rich quickly? Ask, how can I become more valuable? Then ask, how can I use that value in more than one way? Those questions can completely change how you think about work and money. Because your future income doesn't have to depend on one paycheck forever. You can build, you can learn, you can create, you can adapt. And you can turn what you already know into opportunities that grow with you. One skill can become a service can become a business can create assets, and assets can create freedom. It all begins with value. Learn something useful, solve a real problem, help someone, get paid, improve, repeat, then find another way to use what you've learned. You don't need to change your entire life tomorrow. You just need to start building something today, because your skill may be worth far more than you think. The question is not whether you have something valuable. The question is whether you're willing to develop it, use it, and build around it. Start with one skill, turn it into value, turn that value into income, and then build from there.